All right, this is page 115, and we are subtracting decimals. Now, there are no actual problems on this page, so we're just going to review some strategies with subtraction. We're also going to estimate to check our answers. So let's check out the first one. First of all, the directions read, the procedure for subtracting decimals is similar to the procedure for adding decimals. We'll kind of jump around a little bit. Example 2, Mia is 160 and 2/10 centimeters tall. Rosa is 165 and 1/10 centimeters tall. How much taller is Rosa than Mia? So when they're asked for a difference, that means subtraction. First thing is you align the decimals. So that just means that your decimals line up on top of each other. The decimals in all the problems and the answer all are lined up. And then if possible or if necessary, we annex zeros as placeholders. We don't need to in this problem because the numbers were Mia is 2/10 and Rosa is 1/10. So we didn't need to annex any. And our example down at the bottom, we have to annex a zero. And then we regroup when necessary, and then we check to see if it's reasonable. We round. If we rounded these to 165 minus 160, the difference should be about 5, and since 4.9 is very close to 5, then we know the answer is reasonable. Didn't want to talk about that one too much. The next one I do want to talk about, though, is B. This is an important problem right here. Matthew throws a discus 58 and 7/10 meters. Zachary throws a discus 56 and 12/100. How much farther did Matthew throw the discus? Now, you don't line these up based on which one's longer. You line them up based on which one has the bigger value. And since 58 is bigger than 56, we're going to put 58 as our top value. But when we originally wrote this, it would have looked like this: 58.7 over 56 minus 56.12, and what you would notice there is that my first term is only in tenths and my second term is in hundredths. And what some kids do, I think I need to make a whiteboard here. What some kids do is this. I'm going to try to prevent this from happening. Let's say we didn't have their work there. We would do 58.7 is greater than 56.12. And what some kids do, and this is not the right answer, some kids just bring this 2 down. They say, well, there's nothing to subtract, so I'm just going to bring the 2 down. But what you're supposed to do is annex a 0 here and then borrow from the 0, or borrow from the 7. So 58.7 is the same as 58.70. So then we, and this right here, this is where it says in the directions, add zeros as placeholders when necessary, and then subtract from right to left, regrouping. So we annex a 0 there, and then we borrow. So this is going to be 10. And this is going to, we borrowed, so this becomes a 6. 10 minus 2 is 8. 6 minus 1 is 5. And 58 minus 56 is 2. The difference is 2.58. And what we do is we check our answers by rounding. 58.7, that's really close to 59. And 56.12 would round down to 56. And 59 minus 56 is 3. And since 2.58, that was our answer, it's really close to 3, then we know we got it right. Okay, that's all for this page. You review how to do it. Now you can go on to page 116 and practice both adding and subtracting decimals.